No, not videos. Go back. Go back.
Stream.
Damn.
Stream is live.
Do not.
Hey, I
Do
think
not.
we're live.
Do not.
Well, I don't see anything, but I see. Oh, it says like, hey, there's people. Nice.
Because it's deleted.
Oh, it's not instantaneous? Come on now.
No, that's not how the internet works.
No.
There it is.
Yay, okay. Wow. So I have us in two places. Nice. I remember that. So if y'all do something funny, I can look at my phone and see it again. Nice, nice.
Oh, Carol's computer restarted. She'll be back in a minute.
Oh. Oh, yep, there's the message. My damn computer. Because then I thought maybe the demon bear was with her and it just froze everything. It was creepy.
No,
It's creepy.
sadly not. Boop.
She's gone. Oh, I. No,
Well, I need to.
Cheese. Oh, that's a weird camera.
There we go.
Weird. Okay.
I'm here. I'm just turning my camera off temporarily.
Okay,
Oh,
no worries.
okay.
There you go. At least with this, our names are right.
I will only appear on camera with Carol. That's my contract.
It's chick thing.
I do a
Contractually.
two-woman show, damn it. Okay, fair enough. Okay, here comes Carol.
Of course, the sad thing is,
A berserker.
me, you can't.
Okay, I'm back.
Yay!
Yay!
Of course, she froze. You think the demon bear had done something?
It had rised it up.
I'm gonna regret building this demon bear. I think.
No, it'll be fine. Just when you show people, this is the bear I still trust more than men in the woods. There you go.
There, you said we're live, and my computer just shut down. It's
Yeah, oh, it's right.
like, okay.
It's
Bear, let me
shy.
show you death. I will show you death. I'm the bear.
Okay, then I guess I don't go live.
See, it's just that your computer's just shy is all.
Yeah,
Sure.
great. Another thing in my life that doesn't want to do things.
Oh.
That's all right. You'll get a boyfriend for that soon. Ha ha! See, comedy, humors. All right. So then, y'all ready to roll?
Yeah.
Ready to roll.
Hold on, she might have scratched her nose again. Yep. See, I told you.
Cat, it's freaking cat hair all over because she was just rubbing up against my face.
Have you thought about not snorting your cats?
Yeah, if you could do that.
It's so hard when they're like.
When you have an addiction?
Relax.
Yeah.
Just relax.
It's
Just
so
want
much.
to grab them, their little faces.
That's true. Kitties are cute.
Okay.
You knocked the bear off the table, guys. I'm gonna put you
No
up for
wonder he
adoption.
killed your computer.
Do you need to put it somewhere kitty proof?
It's safe. He's safe.
Do you need to
He's
put it in a
Okay.
circle?
There's no
Maybe of salt.
kitty proof. Yeah, I need it
You can
inside
open
of
the doors to the closet? What? That's creepy.
Clever girl.
All right. Happy National Open an Umbrella Indoor Day. Last year at Sweekly. Sorry, I couldn't think of something really funny, and I was like, "Wow, really? There's actually a day dedicated to opening umbrellas inside?"
That's pretty funny.
Bad luck.
Yeah.
That's weird. Why would you want to do that? I don't understand. Hey, everybody, welcome to GRD Sweekly episode number.
I didn't look at the thing.
333.
333.
Yay, people know it now. That's so fantastic. The folks who are bringing to you today, the lady who will give you a warning that there is the flinstress.
You're playing with powerful forces. This is not kid stuff.
I am powerful forces.
The woman who will accept the things she has to, that there's Carol the cat.
Life is materialistic. I can't help it. I didn't invent it. Just did it.
The man who gets just a little exasperated at times. Podcasting's Rich Sickfit.
As I travel around this land of Oz, one thought comes back to me again and again. These people are nuts!
And of course, I'm the guy who tries to make things easy. I'm the wonderful Billy Flynn.
I'm not arguing here. I'm cooperating.
Absolutely. What happened, yo? Geekified.
I'm not ready. Someone else go first.
Carol.
You totally
Okay.
started without me.
I'll go. I'm gonna back up a little bit since my connection last week was like really crap, and I had to bail on the stream because I was at a hotel. So I went to RetCon earlier this month. That's in Raleigh, Durham. That's a small convention in Raleigh, Durham that I really, really liked, and I was a guest, and I had a lot of fun.
Yay.
Yay.
And then I went to Convivial the week after, which is a little convention in Williamsburg.
Yay.
That is very music heavy. And I had fun. Their hotel is a bit of a struggle. Their hotel is like, it's huge, and the two sections of the con were like a quarter mile apart. So if you were running back and forth, it was for once, my friend Joey and her rollator or her little scooter, she was the one who did everything, because it's like, Joey, go to the other side and get this, because she could just tool around doing 20 miles an hour. So I went to 2 conventions,
Noise.
spoke at a lot of panels, and totally socialed myself out. Then I watched a bunch of television. I came home from Convivial and watched the Oscars on our friend Oh Hi Mark's stream. We did a live reaction. It was an Oscars. Conan O'Brien did great. I sucked at my predictions this year.
Oh, you're normally pretty
really
good.
Did bad. I really did bad. I really did bad. I didn't think Anora would win nearly as much as it did. Good movie, but I didn't think it would win much. But it was interesting. You got to watch Adrian Brody. I think somewhere Adrian Brody's still accepting his Oscar and throwing it up to his girlfriend.
Look, I know how this is done. I've done this before.
Yeah, where you assaulted Halle Berry and
Oh, that's right.
Well, you know, she just hit somebody or something, so.
So that was fun. That was a bit much after a convention, but it was fun. And then I was discussing this in the pre-show, but I started watching Yellow Jackets. So I finished season 1. For those of you who don't know, this is like, it's told in 2 different time periods. One in the 90s, where a soccer team, their plane goes down on their way to nationals in the Canadian wilderness, and they have to survive for several months. And then 25 years later, when bad things start happening to the survivors. It's like one half 90210 with cannibalism, and one half Real Housewives of Trumaville.
It's like if Battle Royale was an extended vacation.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying it, and I love Christina Ricci and Juliette Lewis play the older versions of a couple of the soccer players, and it's nice to see them in a show. So I'm really enjoying it. I'm going to start season 2. Then I started Daredevil Born Again.
Yes.
The first 3 episodes.
Okay, first 2. So
Only first 2.
I have watched the 3rd one. I won't say anything, because it does have a oh shit moment.
Yeah.
Is that when he turns when he turns to Christ?
Yes.
And then what? The Kirk Cameron becomes his sidekick, and then Willie Ames shows up as Bible Man.
Man.
Yes, see, you get it.
What meme?
Yeah, but how about that first episode?
Oh,
Yeah.
Did not see that happening in the first 5 minutes.
That made me sad. That made me
Right?
sad.
Yeah.
Secret Wars.
Are you multiverse?
Yeah.
We're gonna bring it back.
Then I'm continuing to watch Paradise. I'm watching it very slowly. Each episode has like a twist at the end, so I'm really enjoying it. It just, the mystery gets deeper and deeper. And then the 3rd season of Dark Wind, which is a mystery show set in the 70s on a Navajo reservation, started this week, and so they're dropping episodes per week. So I watched the first episode of season 3, which is notable because 2 of the producers had cameos, and when your producers are Robert Redford and George R.R. Martin, it's kind of notable. They played a couple of old guys in a jail cell playing chess, and Robert Redford looks at George Martin and goes, "The world is waiting, George. Will you please make your move?" It's like, yeah.
We're never going to get it.
Yeah, we're never going to get it. And that's what I've been watching on TV. I did read Billy D. Williams' memoir, What Have We Here? Which is really, really good. It's like sitting in a cafe with Billy D. Williams while he tells you little stories and about his life. And I thought it was fascinating, and I think Billy D. Williams should have had a much bigger career, but he was born just a little too early. So he was just pigeonholed into black movies, but he's not resentful about that. He's very appreciative of his career, and he's very appreciative of Star Wars fans. So I highly recommend it. It's a really good book. And then movie wise, I watched the remake of Rear Window, the TV movie with Christopher Reeve, which was interesting.
Yeah. I mean, just because you're in a wheelchair doesn't mean you have to do this. Okay?
True.
You could have done another Ironsides. That would have been better.
I appreciate the effort, but boy, that was bad. And then I did a double feature at the movies. We went and saw Mickey 17, which I really, really liked.
I've got to see the first 16.
That's the first 20 minutes of the movie. And then Novocaine, with Jack Quaid.
How was Novocaine?
It's fun. It's fun. It's like it reminds me a lot of Guns Akimbo. If you've ever seen Guns Akimbo with Daniel Radcliffe, it's got that type of energy.
And Steve Martin was really good in it, right?
Yeah, not that. It's actually not a remake.
Oh, it's a different Novocaine. Okay,
it's a different Novocaine. Yeah, this guy has the disease.
He doesn't feel pain.
Not feel pain. Yep.
Well, it's Jack Quaid, right?
Yes,
it's Jack Quaid.
I've seen the commercials for this. Yes.
Very likable. Very likable.
So he's going against character. Gotcha.
Yeah. Totally.
What do you mean?
So it's fun. It's not like gonna be on anyone's top 10 list, but it's got a nice energy to it. So that's and then like I was showing in the beginning, I've been watching a lot of TV and building a lot of Bear.
Demon Bear.
So Demon Bear.
Well, you can't tell from that, but the head.
Can't help. Yeah, let me. The head is.
Get ready. Prepare to poop.
He's wearing a sweater.
Or
he's wearing a sweater.
Okay.
All right, see, look at there.
So that's
Poop yourself.
His eyes are just starting there, and his ears will be up here.
And what company makes those?
Wink Toys.
Wink Toys. All right.
Wink Toys. Yes, they have several different designs. I don't know if I'll get another one, simply because I'm terrified of the cats eating one of the pieces and me having to pay for surgery. So it doesn't help that.
Damn near irresistible, right? Yarn and everything.
I'm
or
not
is that just a
joking.
trope?
Yeah, I mean, when I knit, if you ever get anything, like, hey, if you
A cat just walked in front of the camera, by the way.
Hell happened.
If you don't see, if you were
my
playing
name.
GRD bingo, you have cat butt.
I think I need to change my name there to Carol and Cat, because inevitably one of them just shows up. But if
We
you
should
ever
do
get
a
something
GRD
knitted
play-along
or
bingo.
crocheted, if you ever get anything knitted or crocheted for me, it's gonna have cat spit in it, because they just like to chew on the yarn while I work. But I had a bowl of the little pieces that this bear is made out of, and they're teeny tiny, and I dropped it, and just everywhere, and cleaning it up, because I'm like frantically cleaning it up, because suddenly 3 cats were like, "Oh, what's this?" And I thought I got it all. I swept and vacuumed, and I thought I got it all, and then Nyx walked in and immediately found one of the teeny tiny pieces, and I'm like, oh,
of course,
yeah. So I don't know if I'll get another kit like this, just because I'm scared of pieces going.
Well, I'm only seeing it on the TV, you know what I mean, like seeing it on your screen. So it's like, it's plastic? I thought it was made out of fabric.
No, it's plastic.
No, because it does look like it's knitted.
Yeah.
Okay, now I just pinned you to the
pattern.
Can you hold it up again? I made you big screen.
Okay. Yeah. There's the body. His arm.
Oh, I see it now.
Yeah, because it looks knit.
Body. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's almost not quite Lego.
Yeah, and then his head will go on there. He's got a big head.
Wow.
Connecting pieces.
And he'll be like 17 inches tall when I'm done with him.
Wow.
And he'll have a little drawer in the back. So.
From when you first showed it, I really thought that was made out of like that you had crocheted that.
Yeah. I was impressed by how you're able to get that nice 3D image going.
Damn.
I kind of want to modify the pattern and try and make it out of something else, because plastic pieces are just so torturous. But yeah, that's been my geeky week.
Cool.
Nice. Well, Flynn, have you seen? You remember those things? She has these beads, these different color beads, and you lay them out on the mat, and then you use the iron to like smush them.
I do.
I've seen people doing like TikToks of those where there's patterns where they're 3D. So you like print
Oh,
each of the
cool.
pieces in a single sheet, and then
Mhm.
you attach them together in the right configuration, like a 3D Pikachu and stuff. I haven't tried to do one of those, but we still have a ton of those beads left. Anyway, that was random, but it just made me think of that because that's the kind of thing that you could put together. You could make it out of perler beads. You could make it out of lots of
Yeah.
different things. So
That's right, Pearly
anyway,
Beads.
my geeky week, we watched Tracker with Justin Hartley, a
Yeah, we
couple
did.
episodes of that, and it's back. And I mean, it's such a tropey show, but it's fun and everybody has a good. It's like such a TV show because like you have the one guy who's like not on the show anymore, but his like brother or cousin is covering for him because they're doing like a rotating cast so that they can save money. Um,
Yeah, the guy in the chair left the show, so his brother is the new guy in the chair.
yeah, except that I saw an article online. I went down a tracker rabbit hole. I tell you
Okay.
what, for this dumb show, but I love it. Where they've set in upcoming previews for like the second half of season 6, there have been some stills of Bobby. So maybe he's
Oh,
coming back, or like the family issues that they were alluding to. Maybe Tracker's going to help with that. So anyway, he still
I,
has yet to be shirtless this
yeah, it's been a
entire
while since he's taken his shirt
part
off.
of the season. So that's a disappointment to be sure. But
But there
what do
is
you
a
do?
wonderful little small video clip of him coming out of the shower in the towel from the first episode that I have shared in the Jackbox group on Facebook.
All right. Um, yeah, but so it's a fun show, and it's filmed in a lot of like cool locations too. So I think it's a fun show. We also finished, let's see, since last time we met Cobra Kai, we finished Cobra
Yes, we
Kai.
did. Holy God, Cobra
Oh,
Kai.
So
holy God,
good.
I tell you what, this is one of the most satisfying television shows. Have you watched the end of Cobra Kai, Rich?
Oh yeah.
Every,
You've been
oh
thunderstruck.
my God.
Oh yeah.
Every character got the ending that they needed to have.
Yes. Yes.
It was as perfect as an ending of a series as far as being satisfying. Now, was it over the top? Was it silly? Was it dumb?
Yep.
Did he get like a fantasy perfect ending? Absolutely yes. But it was exactly what I wanted out of this show. This whole, I was very doubtful about the whole Sakai Takai storyline. But I tell you what, they just put a bow on this show and wrapped it right up. Loved. If you had any affinity or affection for the original movies and you have not watched Cobra Kai, you absolutely have to.
Because I said the
Absolutely.
first season, I was astounded that they could make me actually feel and care for Johnny Lawrence. And then, holy hell, they gave me a moment where I actually got to root and be like, good for you, Martin Kreese. Holy Jesus.
Right?
Right. Right.
And like a legit
Kudos
one?
to them.
A worthy one? Oh,
Yeah.
Right.
Dude.
And then him and Terry Silver at the end, that was so epic.
yes.
That was so exactly how it had. Every single thing happened exactly how I would have done it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And you just never get to say that. You never get to say it.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, that was satisfying.
It's good.
For all of the endings that really are just terrible, for all of the TV shows where you just know they didn't put any effort into the ending or whatever, or they didn't
That's
have
a-
it planned out ahead of time. This show,
Yeah.
anyway.
Well, and
Bravo,
even
Cobra
with
Kai.
the upcoming Karate Kid movie, whatever, Karate Kid Legacy or whatever,
Legend or something.
yeah, Ralph Macchio is going to be in that, and they made sure that it didn't detract from the canon that Cobra Kai established.
Right.
You know, like they were respectful for each other, and that's just because Cobra Kai is just so damn good.
So good and terrible at the same time, but so good. Oh, I love that show. We also watched Daredevil, the first 2 episodes.
Yep.
That was really good. But have you seen the meme? It's funny because like it's a very R-rated show and it's on Disney Plus, right? And you have to like have the password and everything. But you know how like in the 90s when they had the Disney kids shows and they would have that like sparkly heart and you'd be like, I'm on Disney. I've seen ones of these with like the Kingpin and everything and just like I just crushed in skull coming to Disney. Hilarious.
I want to see one in bullet holes for if Punisher shows up. You know.
Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be great. Oh, so cool. But but yeah, definitely enjoying that so far. Enjoying is a hard word because there's been some tough moments, right? It's definitely a show that makes you think about what's right, what's wrong, right? So
Mhm.
it's a very blurry line, very blurry line.
And in your
But
first
wow,
episode, if you can have a scene as good as them in the diner, holy God.
Mm.
yeah. Um, we've also watched Mythic Quest. You guys know Mythic Quest? This is Rob McElhenney
Hmm.
and that crew and their video game. And that show, that's another one that's just kind of off the rails, but so fun. They did a murder mystery episode that was so well
Hmm.
done.
Oh,
It was just great. And that had a great payoff at the end
mm,
as well, right? And it just,
yes.
yeah, it was just that show. We like shows. I think our genre, if I had to identify our ideal television genre, it's raunchy AF, but with like heart, right? Like with like
Shorzy.
Shorzy, right? Like all of these shows that we really like, they're
Mhm.
they're definitely like, whoo, you have to be in the right frame of mind. You don't watch them with your parents kind of shows, right? But that also that like, reach out and touch your brother heart. So speaking of,
Touching
Flynn
hearts.
found this, got 3 episodes
See,
in,
I,
and
I
then looped
almost
me in.
watched Paradise. I was going to finally watch Paradise, and then I fire up Hulu, and there's an ad for a different show.
And this show is called Extraordinary, or Extraordinary, if you will, right? Imagine you live in a world where yeah, so in the past 10 years, everybody, when they turn 18, they get a superpower. Everybody except for you.
Yes, and it's the show about you.
So you're the one person in a world where everyone has superpowers, but not all of the superpowers are great. Not all of them work all the time. They're very much human beings and not superheroes. Um,
And if
it's
everybody has
very real,
superpowers, then nobody's super.
Super.
right? But
Well,
some of them are good, like super strength, and
yeah.
some of them are, um, like if you touch someone, you give them adult pleasurable experience instantaneously, right? So like, yes, there's some of them are really messed up.
Yeah.
Well, one of the great ones, to not spoil it, is so her friends are trying to like, okay, here's one of the ways maybe if we give you stress can maybe activate your latent superpower. So they take her to the dentist, and she walks into the dentist office. As she's walking, she's sort of like looking around, and she steps to the door, and she's like, "Do you hear that?" The dentist goes, "Oh yeah, that's my thing. People near
My
me
superpower.
hear their soundtrack, and it's ominous music because it's the dentist."
So she's scared of the dentist, and so it's like ominous
Dun-dun-dun.
music. But then when they give her like the anesthesia, it's like, da, da, da,
Yeah.
da, da. And like the vet, his
Clever.
superpower is that he can hear animals.
Yes.
But that's not as it helps as a vet, but then they never shut up.
Never
So
shut
it's
up.
just it is it like I said, you'll know in the first 5 minutes if you can handle this show. If you
Extraordinary.
Extraordinary. One
extraordinary.
of the
Yep.
dogs in the back literally looks at him and goes, "Hey man, don't take my balls."
Right. Right. Come on, man. Don't do it. Whew.
It's quite funny. It is quite funny.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is
Wow.
anybody in it
and
that we recognize?
No.
Okay.
no, not a single person.
No.
It's mostly British people, I think.
Yeah.
Or Irish or something.
Ish,
Okay.
There's
Somebody.
ish people.
Yeah. But no, nobody. But it's great. So that's a random find, but yeah. Let's see.
Yeah, I'll watch 3 episodes
Oh,
of that. I'm like, I gotta stop. She's got to see this because, holy God, this is really funny.
Okay.
okay, and so I read a book, and you often have like science fiction as your genre and fantasy as a genre, but I don't know that I've read a ton of things where it's like combined science fiction, fantasy, because it was on another planet, but there was like magic and like dragons and all of the like fantasy elements, but only because they had traveled to like another planet, a sister planet of Earth.
Star Wars.
And yeah, sort of Star Wars, okay. But it what do you call it? It just said on the cover of the book, it just said Order of Swans, a novel, right? Nowhere on the book did it say anything about it being a duology. Is that how you say it? Not a trilogy,
Yeah,
It didn't
two
say
book,
a
book
two
one.
duology,
series,
just two.
a
Yeah.
duology. It doesn't say it anywhere on the book. So I'm getting towards the end of it and I'm flipping, I'm looking at how many pages are left, and I'm like, there's no way we're wrapping up this story. What the heck? And so then I go like looking on the author's website and everything, and yeah, it's a duology, and I'm just like, oh, I do not like that because you want I personally would wait for both books to be released so that I could do the entire story
Mhm.
all at once, because for a long time, maybe a week after finishing this book, I kept having that phantom sensation of, oh, I got to get back to the story, and there's no story to get back to, and I hate that. Like, passionately hate it.
Oh yeah,
But
no, that is like when you like I just came across Slow Horses, and I watched the first 3-4 seasons series that they had out. There's a fifth one, but I gotta wait for it. And it's that same thing where you especially if you binged, you lived in that universe for a long period of time, and then all of a sudden you're stuck having to wait. And yeah, your brain constantly keeps going back to it. And like, I want to know how my new friends are doing,
And I'm okay with like, okay, we've watched however many seasons of a show and the next season hasn't come out yet because I know that going in. I could choose to wait till a show is completely
Mm-hmm.
filmed. I do that often, right? I want to wait until all of the content is out. It's mostly just because I don't want something to get spoiled, right? Like if there's a show where I know a lot of people are watching it and they're talking about it, I'm going to try to keep up with it episodically so I can be part of that conversation. But so it was a library book and I haven't brought it back yet, and I was thinking that I was going to stick just a sticky note because I would never deface an actual library book. A sticky note on the first like page that just says, "Hey, heads up. This is a duology. If this would bother you, put the book back." Um, and part of me wanted to make like this really nice, beautiful, tasteful sticker using the same font as the book cover that says book, and put book 1 of 2 and stick it somewhere on all of the copies of the book at the library. Then I was like, that would probably be wrong, but yet oh so right, right.
Helpful,
I could probably hit
but
all the local Barnes and Nobles. I mean, there's probably 5 or 6 library branches in my area. It bothered me that much. So, well, now, will it bother me enough to not read the second book? No, there's no universe that exists where I don't read the second book. But it wasn't even that good. Like it wasn't even that good, but it was just, oh, this
But you
has
have to
just
finish
been
the
sticking in
story.
my
You have
craw.
to finish the story.
mm-hmm.
Right,
I gotta know, man.
right. So,
I gotta
uh,
know.
yeah. And then we've been watching a lot of soccer. We just watch a lot of soccer, which is awesome. But it's like this random club tournament, and it's teams from all over. But there's this team in Mexico, the Tigres. Yes, like tiger, Tigres. But they're hugely popular all over the world in the mostly in the Spanish community, Latina community. And they did a partnership with DC Comics where they have because they go out and we're watching the game and they had Wonder Woman logos on the back of their jersey, and I was like, oh, on like their warm-up jackets, and I was like, that's Wonder Woman. What? So I get like totally researching it, and they did this whole their men's and women's team did this whole collab with Wonder Woman, and they have this like warm-up jersey that's like it looks like from afar it just looks like a print, but when you get in closer it's actually Wonder Woman like icons and everything. It is so cool. So I just thought that was like it was a neat crossover because there's a lot of geeks and nerds who also like sports, and I was just like that was really cool to see that kind of like brand collaboration. That was like of course the jacket was like $100, but still I was like, oh gosh, that would be nice.
That's how they do.
Anyway, I know that I'm kind of like babbling. We took our kid to a STEAM night tonight, and she did a bunch of these like she got to program some robots, and that was cool, and do some art, and that so that was kind of cool and geeky, and it's nice to just sort of see that like her school is like making a commitment to that kind of stuff. So that's yeah, did my geeky speak.
Woo.
I just dropped a link in the chat for so you can see the pre-match jerseys if you'd like to see what those look like. For me, thank you, Facebook. Appreciate you for sending me the memory of hanging out with noted sex cult member Nikki Klein.
Oh yeah.
We're not going to mention which con.
Okay, we don't have to mention the con.
apropos of nothing, Mysticon's coming back.
Cool.
Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention that. Yeah.
We're gonna say, Billy.
That is very exciting news. I'm super excited about Mysticon coming back.
So at that same con that you were at, I was
Yes.
also there because she was a guest on the show at the time. And like the last day, you know, we had a moment where her and I did a little talk and the goodbye thing, and she touched me. She actually put her hand on me. Okay, well, there's really good. If you got anything coming up, you know, this thing, because she says that. Well, I think she was maybe kind of flirting with you, and then I find out, no, actually, maybe I was getting possibly brought into the cult. Damn it! I missed my chance to be in the sex cult with Nikki Klein and Allison Mack. God damn it!
Out of all of the cults to be in that are around, you don't have to.
Sex cult.
You don't have to worry about wearing black Nikes or a red hat. So, and at least that one, you get to screw instead of being screwed. Also, Severance is just rocking and rolling.
Severance.
Loving that show.
Dude,
Haven't seen this week's, but
wait.
oh no,
One's going on tonight?
yeah, no, I haven't seen that one because it hasn't dropped yet.
No, because we can't.
Exactly.
But 2 episodes ago. So the first season of this show, you think you're watching this very smart, you know, weird, biting satire of the corporate world.
Mhm.
And then 2 episodes ago, they just smacked us all about and said, no, goddammit, this is a heartbreaking, fucking depressing thing. And I'm like, oh, Jesus.
Mm.
Well, and especially when they took the little detour of Cobell's history.
Oh, yeah, the
And
last episode.
That was
We had 2
amazing.
in a row. So for everything we've often wanted to know, the last 2 episodes have revealed more information about this universe than anything else has, and we still know nothing.
Yep. Yep.
Other than, oh my God, Robbie Benson is kind of creepy.
As a dentist, yeah, especially as a dentist.
The whistling dentist.
Mm-hmm. What was it that he was whistling? It was the Edmund Fitzgerald.
Yeah,
right? The wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald.
Oh God, who is it? One of the employment sites. I forget which one, but they've got a wonderful partnership with Severance. They have a page for Lumen.
That's awesome.
I forget which one it is. Yeah, they've got a page for Lumen. You know, pictures of everybody. Hey, what a place. You know.
Oh, like Indeed or LinkedIn or something.
Yes, one of those. Something like one of those.
It's
LUMIN.
ON.
UMON.
Oh, and I was going to say
Mhm.
this IN is a real company.
Is it ON or EN?
I think it's ON.
Okay.
I could be wrong.
You think with it plastered on everything in that universe, you think I could remember?
Right? Exactly. You only read it 1,000 times an episode. But yeah, just the history and especially that location. It was really cool seeing the factory town. That was such a thing, and of course now we're seeing with Amazon. Holy crap! But seeing the dilapidation, and they mention that Keir and Imogen met at an ether factory, but it wasn't that one because that one had all the Lumen stuff, and that one would have been almost canonized. Like it would have been much better preserved. So, man,
shrine and everything.
I cannot wait to see all of this when they start dropping like actual facts about the history and stuff, which they probably won't. Just give us enough to be like, oh, okay, a bit like the Continental from John Wick, where you didn't really know that much, but you knew enough to be like, oh, okay, yeah, no, I can buy it.
We can read the books and try to discern some clues.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh man, I read one of the things. It was so good. But I can't remember which one it was.
The book that his brother-in-law is writing.
Oh yeah, Rickon's book.
They released it. However, it is different than it was in the show.
Oh, well, is it
like stuff he actually reads from?
Mm-hmm.
People have looked at it and been like, no, wait, no, this is different. The book is different.
Then is the one that's released the any version that he's currently rewriting?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Well, we could talk for hours just on Severance.
Severance. Holy God.
Started watching Reacher season 3, which I'm enjoying. It's not the smartest thing in the world. It's not the dumbest thing in the world. But it's just damn enjoyable.
Oh, so it's Tracker.
yeah, exactly. It's Tracker, but taller.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Also, Daredevil. Haven't watched the latest one, but the first 2 episodes, so good. And I will say, that thanks to watching stuff like oh crap, I'm blanking on the channels now that I watch. Screen Crush, and I can't remember the other one that do the breakdowns after every episode. And they do the same thing with Severance and whatnot. They pointed out that one of the number above the door or whatever, where the bistro where the thing happened in front of it, is it's a number of a particular comic. And you know what? I'm wondering if they're setting up Secret Wars, where there's people that look like people all over the place.
Well, did they have Secret Wars, the show?
I mean, that's a movie that's coming.
Yeah. It's this
But
first
didn't they have
or
stuff that
second.
that was Secret Invasion.
Yeah, Secret Invasion.
Okay.
But with Secret Wars, it's the name of one of the Avengers movies coming up. So you never know.
Well, since I do try to hide things from myself, but I did
Mhm.
learn that I'm not going to spoil it. I just will say that in this next episode of Daredevil, there is a name drop. That
It's not really a name drop.
that kind of lends itself to that possible theory.
And so we won't know until they reveal, because they take the stuff from the comics, they remix it, they also put it at different angles and stuff. But it'll be good, whatever it is. I've got plenty of faith in that. And also, Carol mentioning, speaking of Bong Joon-ho, is that how he pronounces his name? The director?
Mm-hmm. The director of Mickey 17. Yep.
Mickey 17. I watched a collective 6-hour video essay about how Snowpiercer is a sequel to Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah, Willy Wonka.
Mm-hmm,
yeah.
mm-hmm.
I've read the theory. I've not watched the 6 hours, but I've read the theory.
Yeah, the theory that what was it? Screen Rant put out there. Yeah, they ripped it off off Rhino Stew, the guy who did the video essays and stuff.
Wow. Screen Rant ripped somebody off? No.
I know, it's surprising, but he has some shorter versions. His very first one that he came out with was I think like 20 minutes, worth the watch. It is crazy, funny, will ruin or enhance your viewing of either of the two movies, but he makes a really damn good case. And so you can watch one of the smaller ones. Oh, and then also the new version that the Chalamet Wonka is actually a complete and utter moron, and Lofty is the one who's actually running the entire enterprise.
That could also be as well, yes.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, it's just these wacky, crazy theories that are fun, but also are pretty accurate. That's like really kind of could be really good. But anyway, but that has been my Geeky Week.
Cool. So I decided to keep going with the DC Horror Presents, and I think after issue 4, I think here's where I'm going to drop out, because all they really seem to be doing is giving you a superhero and setting up the story and then ending it. So you could just think about, oh, look, they're in that weird situation, and that's just not interesting to me. I told you that first one that had Scarface in it was a great story. That was fantastic. Absolute Superman number 4 continues this very weird iteration of the Superman legend, but it's rather fascinating, and I think what the kids of the future are absolutely going to need from their Superman. Absolute Batman number 5 continues this new reinvention of Batman, where him and Alfred have a very interesting relationship, but it's fun, it's weird. Batman and Robin Year 1, issue 3 is out, so say when they first got together, how everything went down, and this time young Dick Grayson actually gets to see Two-Face and hear the magic words that I killed your parents, so it gets a little crazy-fied. Because he's a little upset. My gaming world, I finished my DLC from Star Wars Outlaws. My nice big Sabacc tournament, going so well. We got 3 hands in. First hand, Lando wins. Second hand, I win. The third hand, there's a little robot at the table, this little floating robot that goes around. So when the robots, you can cheat in Sabacc and Outlaws, but when the robot's in front of you, you can't cheat. But on this hand, I get a really good goddamn hand, and I am positive I'm going to beat Lando on this hand. And that's when the explosion happens. Turned out the chips that the Empire gave me, they had a little explosive in there to cause some, drama, so they could slip in and get this magical moon that everybody wants. And I was able, me and Lando, yeah, we were able to handle it all out. It was a good time. It was a good 3-4 hour DLC, and for a DLC, that's pretty good. I was like, okay, yeah, I'm impressed with that. On the Switch, they have your classic gaming systems that they keep adding new games to. In the Game Boy section, they put Donkey Kong on there. Now you got to go back in time. It's 1994, and we didn't have the world we have now. So I always assumed the Donkey Kong for Game Boy was just like the NES version. It was just the arcade game, and you just played the same levels again and again and again and again. That's not what that is. It's not that at all. The first 3 levels are basically the Donkey Kong levels. The second one has changed a lot, but the first and third are pretty much spot on. Then you find out, no, there's actual worlds of varying levels. There's like 100 and some levels in this damn game of you continuing to rescue Pauline. And the final battle where you've got a ginormous Donkey Kong face and his hands up close on you was really impressive for a Game Boy. So yes, I played the old 94 Donkey Kong game. And since Monday was Mario Day,
Yes, indeed.
they got a bunch of stuff on sale. So Mario and Rabbids: The Sparks of Hope, the sequel to the game that should never have worked, Mario vs. Rabbids, which is odd to say that it's the Mario turn-based strategy game you never thought that you were going to beat. There it is. So we actually left something off last week that both of us forgot to talk about, in that we watched the movie Vampire's Kiss.
Oh gosh. Wow.
Alyssa Milano?
We tried to
No,
watch
no,
Nosferatu.
that's-
Nicolas Cage.
Oh, that's Embrace of the
Nicolas
Van. Yeah.
Cage.
Yes. Okay.
And if I will take people back, this was the first Nicolas Cage movie where he did his Nicolas Cage acting.
Yeah.
Mm.
He'd been in pretty more mainstream stuff before. This was his first time to really do it. And at the end of it, I asked her, I was like, so does this remind you of anything? And thankfully, she said the magic words to me.
I don't remember.
American Psycho. There would be
Yes.
no American Psycho without Vampire's Kiss. It is sort of a...
Hmm.
So Jennifer Beals is your vampire. Right. And after a night on the...
Or is she?
Or is she? That's just it.
Oh.
He is convinced that he's turning into a vampire, but may not actually be doing so. But that doesn't
It was the
matter.
80s, so it may just be drugs.
It could just be drugs, because I'm sure he does a lot of cocaine, and he gets to give Maria Conchita Alonso, this assistant that works at his office, just the most aggravating, continuous Nicolas Cage acting anyone has ever had to face.
But does he misfile anything?
Actually, yes.
His dick.
Not once has he misfiled anything. Not once, ever.
I've always liked that movie when it first came out. I forget exactly the timeline there. That's an early. That's early 90s?
Early 90s, yeah.
Late 80s, early 90s, but I want to say like 90, 91 maybe.
I want to say pre-Moonstruck.
Oh no, it definitely was. The world was not ready for this movie. They were not at all ready for this movie. It deserves your time and
Was not ready for this movie.
I think it's good. I also watched this little film called New Life, which is a horrible title. It is a stupid title because I don't see what the hell that title has to do at all with the movie. But it does involve 2 women. One who is on the run and the woman who is, been flagged to go and chase her down. As we learned because, and the woman who's chasing her down doesn't know this, but eventually learns it. Oh, yeah, you see, that's because she has Ebola. So we got to stop her before she spreads it all over the place. But then things get a little weirder and a little worse. It does. It's a low-budget thriller. It's a first-time director whose name I do not remember, but this was nicely done. And our 2 female leads, the cop who's chasing is starting to show signs of, was it ALS?
Ebola?
No.
Oh.
She's got the cane and everything, so she's trying. It's 2 people who are trying to deal with their life that is dramatically and radically changed. So from a character perspective, both of these journeys are quite interesting. And that ending. Okay, very nice. That's a pretty good ending. I got to give you that because, yeah. Did anybody see that exactly coming? No, but it was the only other way you were going to do that. No, I don't think there's going to be a sequel.
And what was it called? New Life?
Called New Life. There have been several movies called New Life, but this is the one that came out. It's like 2023, 2024, I think. I forget exactly, but I had a good time with that. I found that to be a bit of fun. even though it's about possibly spreading plague and disease all across the country. But that's me.
Hey.
I'm a weird guy.
Isn't that just Tuesday now?
Look at what Chad and Abby are up to now. If you know what TV show they're on this week, you could win yourself a prize. It's your further adventures of Chad and Abby update. Chad moves in with his grandmother and uncles after his mother ODs, and the family's criminally natured and go on a heist, which ends up going sideways. Kate sends the boys to tie up some loose ends, but Stefan and Brady are fighting, and she's getting tired of it, and Chad gets caught up in the middle of everything. And then Ben recovers from a wound, so him and Brady got to deal with some associates in Mexico. Then, because they need some money, Stefan takes charge and gets John and Chad into a job and doesn't tell Kate. Chad thought his new life would be dreamland. Stefan sees himself as the alpha dog in his situation. Kate just trying to deal with this new normal as they make their way through the creature country, the varmint realm, the beast principality. And I normally hit the button for mail, but I have to say here, for the first time ever, it's actually happened. Nobody guessed this last one right.
Oh.
We've had some low ones before. We've been very happy about it. We've had like some 3s and some 4s before. But last week, Chad and Abby were on a show called Con that I've never heard of before in my entire life. That apparently they ran for 7 episodes. But you guys got a show that ran for 4 episodes. That was impressive. But yeah,
Wait, is Jared okay? Has anybody checked on Jared?
Jared's busy.
Is he okay? Yeah.
I don't know. So put a note in the in our chat stuff. No, Jackbox, send him a note there, and we'll figure the whole thing out. It's probably going to work.
Don't you have a letter to read or something?
I never understood that whole D&D and Satanism scare. I mean, a basic look at D&D shows you it was good versus evil, and only your one weird friend ever wanted to play, Xanathar. Did our parents really never watch Jason and the Argonauts? I mean, was that devil's work? That's basically a level 1 goddamn D&D adventure. Back in the 90s, my community center launched a role-playing club. But the people from up high were like, you can play it, you can play games, but you can't play that D&D. So we didn't. We played more wholesome role-playing games like Vampire the Masquerade. And no, it was wholesome because think about it. There's crosses. Thank you, science, for proving what we already know. That is from David. Well, David, that's flipping hilarious.
I personally blame Tom Hanks.
Right?
Yeah, just damn mazes and monsters, man.
Every single time. If people thought that book was just real, and that TV movie, that was huge. Like every talk show of the day talked about D&D. It was a thing, and kids are losing their minds playing the game. No, they're not. They're not losing their minds.
They're holed up in your basement rolling dice, people.
But thankfully, society learned its lesson and doesn't fall for clear and obvious conspiracy theories anymore.
Nope.
Yep.
So just absolutely crazy. Could not believe it. It was strange. It was weird. But yeah. So yeah, that was a thing. But yeah, so you got, and I imagine the community centers. This is like teenagers. So yeah, teenagers are not playing D&D. They're playing Vampire the Masquerade.
Yeah, boy.
Oh God, that's one of the biggest thing I missed in the '90s is playing Vampire the Masquerade, dude. Oh my God. I lived up in Northern Virginia. I had the DC by Night book. I had the whole universe created. It was great. Some buddies of mine, we'd come over and play. Here's what I learned about my apartment building, though. I sent 2 of them outside because I had to just talk to one, and then knocking my door. This guy who works there's like, they were just standing out there smoking. I'm like, okay. He's like, no, we can't have that. We can't have that. Like, you can't have people smoking outside. They don't live here. Okay, dude. Whatever. Let's bring them back in for some more Satanism. Yay! If you'd like to, by all means, drop us a note, because where they're at this time, I think is a hell of a lot more easy to figure out. See if I'm right. Drop us a note. It's podcast@geekradiodaily.com, or, of course, the voicemail, the text message. You can send all of that to the following number.
510 GRD Crew.
It's Golden Palace.
The Golden Girls spinoff? I don't think so.
A Who
Whovian and a Nuvian walk into a TARDIS.
And explore every episode of the classic Doctor Who series.
Join me, podcaster John S. Drew,
and me, writer-editor Jim Beard, as we take apart each story starting from the very beginning in 1963.
And join us on our Facebook page and Twitter, where we continue the discussion with you with historical artifacts from British papers of the time. The Doctor's Beard podcast, released every Saturday around tea time on your favorite podcasting app.
And we'll see you in time and space.
Hi kids, Space Ghost here, and you are barking a happy tune with Geek Radio Daily.
What the heck is that?
I don't know, but they sure smell like bad cup of soup.
Oh, we lost George Lowe.
We miss you, George. We miss you, brother. Oh, my God. Yeah, welcome back, boys and girls. Everybody, it is time. We know what everyone's here for.
Bad cup of soup?
Yeah.
I'm not wearing any pants. Film at 11.
Geek News!
Take a look at the world from a geeky point of view.
The highly anticipated sequel to Spinal Tap, that's right, Spinal Tap 2, The End Continues, is set to release on September 12th, 2025, marking the 41st anniversary of the original 1984 cult classic, This is Spinal Tap. Directed by Rob Reiner, who reprises his role as documentarian Marty DeBurgi, the film reunites original cast members Christopher Guest, Michael McKean, and Harry Shearer. Of course, no word on who will be playing any of the band's 48 drummers. A recently released 30-second teaser showcases the band's iconic amplifier dial being cranked up past 11, hinting at the film's signature humor. The original This is Spinal Tap satirizes rock band's backstage antics and attire, earning a critical acclaim for its mockumentary style. The sequel aims to continue this legacy, capturing the band's recent reunion tour and collaborations with fellow music legends such as Paul McCartney, Elton John, Garth Brooks, and Trisha Yearwood. And look, as much as I'm looking forward to this movie, I'm actually more excited for the album, right, which of course will be a solid square of Vanta Black.
I just hope we finally, get the full score for Saucy Jack.
Well, speaking of singers, one of Johnny Cash's hit songs, Don't Take Your Guns to Town, is about a man being urged to leave his guns at home. But the man in the song doesn't listen, and someone else is also not listening. Upon arriving at Kingsland Municipal Building in early Tuesday, the city's water office manager, Betty Graham, discovered that a hole had been shot to the adjacently located water tower tank. But it does not appear to be a random shot, as the precise location of the bullet hole makes it appear that the image of the man in black on the water tower is relieving himself all over the street. Despite the humor some might find in such a stunt, like us, Kingsland City Council member Sharon Crosby said vandalism is to be taken seriously. Kingsland received $300,000 grant that we used to entirely refurbish the interior and exterior of the city's water tower receptacle, she said. After realizing what happened Tuesday morning, our water department director contacted state and local authorities regarding the vandalism. At this point, we're waiting to hear more from investigators, but Cleveland County is a very good sheriff's department. Sheriff Jack Rogers and investigator Gary Young are working hard to find the responsible person. It's not the first time the tower has been shot, although I'm pretty sure it's the first time in this location. This happened before in '93 when someone shot a hole in the tank. He was charged with a Class 3 felony and fined $11,000. In honor and recognition of the fact that Kingsland is the birthplace of Johnny Cash, a silhouette of him is holding a guitar along with the town's name of Kingsland in large script is painted on the water tower. It was painted during the 2021 renovation project, Crosby said. Whoever did this broke federal law damaging a public utility. It's a very serious issue. Kingsland, population about 400, is located on US 79 and takes great pride in being the early childhood home of Johnny Cash. And I guess we can all be very happy that Johnny didn't write a song called A Boy Named Pooh, because who knows what he would have done to the damn water tower if he had written that.
Wow.
I have to say, they either climbed up that water tower and shot it, or someone's a damn good shot because
Yeah,
it is
dead
it's
center,
perfect.
right? Yeah, it's crazy.
It hurt when I peed today.
Well, I have actual science news, especially for anybody who has ever had a loved one impacted by Alzheimer's. Scientists at Scripps Research developed a stable form of carnosic acid, which enhances memory function and improves disease-related symptoms so far tested in mice. So, it's derived from the herb rosemary, which has long been associated with memory, even dating back to Shakespeare in Hamlet, where he says, "There's rosemary." That's for remembrance. Fittingly, researchers have studied a compound found in rosemary and sage for its potential impact on Alzheimer's. So what it works is carnosic acid is an antioxidant and an anti-inflammatory compound that activates enzymes forming the body's natural defense system. Pure carnosic acid is too unstable to actually use it as a drug. So the scientists at this research facility have synthesized a stable form called diaca, whatever, which is fully converted to carnosic acid in the gut before being absorbed into the bloodstream. So it's kind of like masking it, if you will, so that it becomes more usable. The research was published in February of 2025. And when this was used in mice with models of Alzheimer's disease, it achieved therapeutic doses in the brain that led to enhanced memory and synaptic, try that again, synaptic density, or actually more synapses, the connections between nerve cells in the brain. Because the decline of neuronal synapses is closely correlated to dementia and Alzheimer's, this approach could counteract the progression of cognitive decline. These tissue samples showed that it decreased inflammation in the brain, which is interesting because the drug is activated by the very inflammation that it then turns around and combats. So it's only active in areas of the brain that are undergoing inflammation. It selectively limits the potential side effects of carnosic acid, which is already on the U.S. Food and Drug Administration's generally regarded as safe list. Easing the way for clinical trials. So they've done a bunch of different tests in memory. They were all improved with the drug, and it didn't just slow down the decline, it actually improved virtually back to normal. So analysis of this tissue showed increased neuronal synaptic density and decreased formation of lots of other things in the brain. So it worked pretty well with the mice. So obviously, this is still kind of in an early clinical trial, but there could be a lot of different applications here. And this is, I know, if you know anybody who has ever had Alzheimer's, it's one of the hardest things to have to go through for family members. So to think that even in this early stages, they're making some progress on something that might make a difference, big news. So just thought, with everything going on, we could use a little bit of hope and yay, science.
Now, are those were those transgender mice that they used, or?
No, well, not to my knowledge. I don't know. Transgender mice are they are the gender that they are, right?
Yeah, it was
Mm-hmm.
transgenic. They're just morons.
I know.
You don't know the difference.
We didn't inspect the gender of these mice because it's a non-issue.
That's why they're also going to wipe out all references to Homo sapiens because it has homo in it.
Yeah, no kidding. After the Enola Gay, I'm not surprised. Now, I'm curious, were the mice transatlantic at all? Were they going, "Hey, squeak, squeak, mister"?
I always thought we'd use sharks to cure Alzheimer's disease.
That's what the movies told me.
Oh, Samuel L. Jackson is thankful that it's mice now, because that's going to be a lot tougher to get eaten by.
I can handle that a lot better.
Giant crowd of mice just take them out.
Or no, they end up scaling the mouse to large size so that they can harvest more of this brain.
Samuel L. Jackson is in Willard.
Oh, God. So, members of the Xbox Insiders program will soon have access to Copilot for Gaming on your mobile system. It's a tool aimed at streamlining the process of playing games and minimizing the moments that people spend confused by their hardware or the games that run on it, which means, yes, it's a tool that's going to help you play the game you don't know how to beat the level of, making this the only other way besides a Game Genie to actually beat Bayou Billy. The examples that they have include an AI voice telling a player to pick up who to pick up in Overwatch 2, and a chatbot explaining how to craft wood planks in Minecraft. The program also offered feedback on past in-game failures in Age of Empires and could be used to pull up strategy guides if the player remains stuck, which is going to make that initial pop-up demo level incredibly frustrating. Fortunately, though, Microsoft has made it clear that this feature is completely optional and can be turned off entirely. It's not just about AI showing up to help you. It's about AI showing up at the right moment. Microsoft Gaming AI VP Fatima Kardar said during a podcast, "We really have to think about the experience we've built. It cannot be intrusive." And they swear it is not how Microsoft is bringing back Clippy. So, why stop there, though, Copilot? Why would you do that? That doesn't make the slightest bit of sense. I mean, you could start doing the daily tasks that I'm supposed to do in a game. You could start doing my grinding for the early levels that I'm there for. Something incredibly helpful to me. You can play the goddamn game for me. If I get stuck, because that Mike Tyson fight was really, really tough and punch out. I mean, good God, what the hell are you going to do there? So let's not do it that way. Let's think about it. So do the dailies. Let me just do stuff on TikTok or whatever, and you just handle everything. That would be great. But it's AI, and that means it's going to start tying into other things, and that's going to be weird because I don't need, my AI to start telling my little brother, how much I suck at a game, or talking to any of my other family members, because that's going to get weird. Hey, Copilot, stop sending messages to my girlfriend, bro.
I'm afraid I can't do that.
We'll see how useful, frightening, or silly that this tool ends up being. I mean, I'd like to think that it ends up just like my buddies hanging out with me, telling me how to finish a level, but it's AI. And John Connor warned us. And the last goddamn thing I want is to fire up my system in here.
Shall we play a game?
No, thank you. GRD is licensed under Creative Commons Attribution, non-commercial, non-derivative work, United States 3.0 license. Come check us out on Facebook and on Twitter. Stop by the website at geekradiodaily.com.
Well, the only way to win is to not play.
But I liked Bayou Billy. Come on, man. Yeah. Drop us a note this podcast at geekradiodaily.com. If you'd like, by all means, you can send us a message, a voicemail, even a text message, because we're old school like that. Just use this number.
510 GRD Crew.
It's going to go well. You gotta believe.
Man, game over, man. Game over.
Good cut.
Good night, suckers.
I don't know if you noticed, but the podcast was a disaster.
Well, I thought every part of it was good, but overall I hated it.
I feel exactly the opposite. What do you say?
This is egg salad. It's loaded with cholesterol. The wife won't even let me touch it. Hardly seems to matter now, as chances are we're already dead. Amazing is gone. There's no use waiting for the cavalry, because as of this moment, the cavalry is us.
Oh, yeah, but I don't want to get fraculated.
Psycho-fraculated.
Still get fraculated.
This is our fight, whether we like it or not. Just we few. We're not your classic superheroes. We're not the favorites. We're the other guys. We're the guys nobody ever bets on. But I'll tell you what I think. I think you and that ball of yours have an appointment that you've got to keep. Invisible Boy, I think it's time you were seen. Sphinx, you have trained us well. And Dr. Heller, you might just have given us the edge we need. And Spleen, I don't want to stand behind you, but I'll fight beside you with pride. Jeff, you've got a rare and beautiful gift. The city needs you tonight. And Roy, in all the years I've known you, I've never seen you walk away from a fight. Well, you lifted a city bus once, man. I think you've got what it takes to handle Casanova. We're all in over our heads, and we know it. But if we take on this fight, those of us who survive it will forever after show our scars with pride and say, that's right, I was there. I fought the good fight. So what do you say? Do we all gather together and go kick some Casanova butt? Or do I eat this sandwich?
Shoveler is hammered.
Oh,
salute you, Shoveler.
Just one of the greatest rallying speeches ever put to film. It really is.
I shovel well. Just everything. Oh, from top to bottom, man. That movie's awesome.
Movie ahead of its time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I didn't mind this song All Star.
Right.
After they put it in the fourth movie, it kind of bugged me.
Yeah, that Shrek and Rat Race. Those are the best uses of that song.
You should hear my mashup that I have with God. Who is it? I think I have a mashup of that with Linkin Park.
Oh my god!
It's surprisingly interesting. It's good stuff. Yeah.
Don't doubt it.
So yeah, that was that. Oh, thank you, everybody.
Good show. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in.
People watching and stuff. Hey, people.
We appreciate you guys. Like, follow, subscribe, comment, whatever.
All those things. Tell your friends. Still trying to get to that 100. I mean, I could show the Boba Fett helmet again, but I don't know if anybody really wants it. I just don't know. I don't know.
Tell your friends. Come on. I don't know. Subscribe.
Tell your friends. Tell your mama. Tell your mama's friends.
Peer pressure.
All right, guys, we're going to go and stop the stream now. Thank you so much. Yep. Please make sure you are safe out there and be kind to others. Be kind to yourself. We appreciate you guys. Go out and do something geeky.